Since 2011, we've both competed together at the Merry Monarch Festival.
And then eventually we got married in 2020 after I finally popped the big question.
It was our dream to have a family. It was our dream to pass over our love for who we are and who we come from. We found out we were pregnant. Everything went well till about our 20-week ultrasound.
OBs will do an anatomy ultrasound at around 20 weeks gestation. Most parents get to find out the sex. It's like a really a happy time. But at that ultrasound, you could just see an extra mass.
This was determined to be a fairly rare condition called a sacrococcygeal teratoma. I remember it being just a very large mass that had us all pretty worried.
Because the tumor was growing while our son was growing, you wanted him to grow, but that also meant inevitably it was allowing this tumor to grow.
I didn't worry as much because I knew that his doctors cared for him like he was their own.
As soon as he was born, the team mobilized to action and the surgeons were involved and oncology was involved, as well as respiratory therapy, all the specialists in neonatal intensive care unit.
We took Kekuala to the operating room. Everything had gone really quite smoothly. We were happy with the surgical removal of the entire tumor.
So at that point, we started a program of observation with scans, just watching to see if it ever grew back again.
And my hope for him was to just be a normal child.
So again, we were just incredibly blessed, but also knowing that there was going to be some other uncertainty and challenges kind of going forward.
Right around the age of 9 or 10 months, the scan showed that there was something inside him that was starting to grow back again.
Second surgery went very well. He recovered very well from the operation.
After that surgery, we waited for the pathologist to look at it again, and it came back as something of a more cancerous type of tumor.
No parent wants to hear that news that, hey, your son has cancer.
Germ cell tumors are fortunately very, very sensitive to chemotherapy. But when you're less than a year old and you have to get chemotherapy treatments, that's very, very difficult for the patient and for the family.
To be a mom to a child who's still growing, who hasn't seen anything yet, it's hard to imagine. This poor child hasn't seen life yet, and he has to go through all of this. He's gone through more than grown adults have gone through.
It was hard for us as parents to know how to comfort him, all while experiencing, being parents for the first time.
So he got through all 4 rounds of chemotherapy, and now again we watch very closely.
His last chemo, all of his cancer levels in his lab reports have seen normality, and he's never had that since he was born.
I'm on my way.
He's only 2 now, but having been there when he was born and seeing him go through what he's gone through and seeing him grow up and mature, it's just very rewarding.
Today, Kekuala is thriving, and he lives this life of command. Kapiolani's world doesn't happen without you. The funds and the finances that are brought in by people like you that care for our children, that care for our future, that care for Hawaii, it can save lives, and not just any lives, but the lives of our keiki.